Hey, Chucklefucks! Oh wait, no. Sup, you Chucklefucks? It's your boy, Dark Reku here with What If Issei was trained by Dark King Rayleigh and had a Grimoire, or Grimoires. Had Grimoires. But not the point. Let me begin to the What If. Let me mention something before I actually continue on. Issei is going to have two Goddamn, I can't catch a fucking break. First, my mom calls me. Then it's my goddamn sibling coming to my goddamn house, or mostly not goddamn house, mostly my room, and well, not my room, but yeah, my room, and knocking at my door saying that she can't, or not she, mostly he can't fucking get into the house, which yeah, they just come back from the house because they just got not kicked out, but mostly just told them to go home. But yeah, it's just a fucking pain in the ass and other shit like that. Other than that, let me begin to the sweater. Let me shut the fuck up and God. Oh, before I actually shut the fuck up. So, I was about to mention about mostly Issei having two grimoires. So, he does have two grimoires. One of them is actually his, while the other one is actually not entirely his, but not the point. Now, these grimoires do have the four-leaf clover on them, but they will change automatically in which user it is. But yeah, which person is in Issei's body. I'll mention that about that later, but if you understand from Black Clover, for mostly William and mostly Poetry Situation, it's going to be similar to that. But not the point. Now, I will also mention that Issei is going to be trained by Dark King Rayleigh. If you don't know who Dark King Rayleigh is, mostly his full name is Silver King, not Silver King, mostly Silver Rayleigh. He's from One Piece, and he is basically the right-hand man of Roger. Now, if you don't know who Roger is, he's basically Goldie Roger. But yeah, that's his full name. Basically, Dark King Rayleigh is like a mastery on a bunch of swordsmen. Like, he could just have a bunch of random swords half the time, or he's already have mastery on it. He's also a mastery in Conqueror's Hawking, Armament Hawking, Arbitration Hawking. So yeah, he basically have all three types. Also, Issei is going to be a part of a family, well, mostly, it's kind of, well, not a noble clan family, it is kind of a clan, but at the same time, it's maybe noble somewhat, but it's part of mostly the human world, not the supernatural entirely, mostly humanity. So not the point, let me just begin into this what if, let me shut the fuck up, and let me begin. So we begin into mostly a dark haired brown boy, mostly, not dark, what is dark is mostly dark brown. Of course, well, he kind of, not dark brown, it's kind of chestnut brown, so yeah, this work well. He has brownish, like, eyes, and this work well. He's right now having a school uniform. Basically, the school uniform, it looks like a goddamn, like, having a red shirt underneath a blazer. This blazer kind of stripes, or is it just gray? It's gray, and of course, the work well. He kind of has what's called these grayish pants, and even, like, kind of shoes, like sneakers. Doesn't work well. He is right now going to his school, and that is named mostly Kuo Academy. Now, Kuo Academy used to be a co-ed not co-ed, it mostly was a school for mostly girls, until it went co-ed. So, of course, it actually became a school full of, well, mostly still dominated by girls, but guys can join. So, of course, Issei joined the school because, well, his two friends, well, mostly his two old friends actually joined the school a while ago. Now, why do I say old friends? It's because Issei Hiro, that is his name, Issei Hiro, has not been seen for over 4 months. And of course, well, he hasn't really been seen for 4 months entirely in the school because, well, mostly all the girls are cheering happiness, and mostly Issei Hiro, one of the perverted trio, is gone. Now, of course, the two perverted duo, mostly that being his old friends, one dude kind of looking like a jock, and of course having zero hair, having bald hair, and of course having his eyes closed most of the time, and having tannish skin. His name is Matsuda. While the other one is named, well, mostly Murahama, but he basically has longish, kind of like medium black hair color, or not medium black hair color, mostly black hair, medium hairstyle, but of course he does have glasses. He looks like a complete nerd, has kind of like tannish skin also, but mostly his name is Murahama, but yeah. Of course, well, that is his old two friends, but mostly they are kind of saddened for the fact that Issei hasn't been seen for 4 months. Yes, this is 4 months later that Issei came back. Now, this is where, well, he is called a perverted beast, but mostly everyone who are mostly girls are cheering for one of the perverted beasts to be gone. Well, the perverted beast to be gone, while the guys on the other side really never did care. I mean, they really never cared that much because, well, they think that they will be able to get any girls because the perverted beast is gone. Oh, well, they could have done it anyway without the perverted beast even being there but whatever. This is where, well, everyone is just kind of happy, going on with happy life. And this is where, well, we go into the chestnut hair. Mostly, yeah, the chestnut hair color boy. This is where he's going into mostly cool, sighing and yawning, and doesn't really want to do this shit. This is where, well, he looks kind of tired and deadass doesn't care too much. He looks like he has a look of, God damn it, hope something exciting happens when I come back. Maybe a school shooter will appear and try to kill me. This is where, well, mostly someone said in his head, really? You really expecting someone to just come out of nowhere and pull out a gun on you? Should be more exciting, this is where the chestnut replies. The person who is kind of talking to him inside his head sighs and says, really? You are quite psychopathic, aren't you? Hey, I'm just saying, something exciting better happen because I'm bored. Really bored. This is where we'll most see the person sighs and says, you're really weird, you know that? This is where we'll almost see Issei scoff and say, leave me alone, poetry. This person that is known as poetry inside his body is basically another soul of his. Now, not another soul of him, but mostly another soul that kind of got incarnated into his body. Now, poetry is actually not considered to be human soul. He's not a human soul at all. He's actually an elf soul. So yeah, he's basically a full elf, mostly poetry, that got incarnated into a human soul. And mostly this human soul is not very incompatible with him that much at all. Because, well, their magics are two. And I mean two literally complete opposites. Issei uses a magic that's literally opposite from poetry's magic. But yeah. Now, he doesn't even know how he got incarnated into this human. Now, the human doesn't actually talk bad about the elves and other things of mostly poetry's kind of race. But he does talk a lot of smack about his own race. That's quite annoying. Mostly Issei. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei's walking into school and not caring too much. This is where, well, mostly a bunch of people who weren't really paying attention to the brown, well, mostly chestnut hair kid, who just walked past him without even saying a word. He literally just walked past him, did not care one bit. He really wishes that he was with his friends right now, or just some people, or anyone entirely for that matter, because he is bored. But he keeps walking and walking. This where, well, he just says, I'm losing so much strength. I can't go on. I need to get out of this school. I'm gonna die. This is where, well, mostly the person inside his soul, mostly the other person, says, really? Can you stop being so dramatic? This is where, well, he says, I'm not dramatic. I'm slowly dying. This feels like that comic. Well, what was his name? Superman. Where kryptonite hurts him and makes him weaker. This is my kryptonite. School. This is where what poetry says. ... I'm not gonna comment. But yeah, he never did comment because he just said fuck that shit. This is where, well, Issei is slowly getting to the student council room. Or not really to the student council room. He is going slowly to his class because, well, mostly he thinks that being 4 months gone is pretty much just normal. So he's just going to his class, thinking that everything would be fucking normal, but whatever. But that's where, well, when he gets to his class, everyone in that class were confused and why they hear knocking. The teacher just sighs and kind of looks outside to see a, well, chestnut hair kid with mostly lightish brown eyes. This other person seems to be quite stoic and looks to kind of have an annoyed look in his eye. Kind of. Mostly the annoying part that this kid is at is basically he's in school. But this is where the teacher says, who are you? This is where, well, mostly the student says, oh, I'm basically in your class. Yeah, but I need to know who you are so you're not a threat. Issei sighs and says, the name's Issei. Done? Okay, now move. This is where, well, mostly the teacher widened his eyes saying, but you were gone. You've been missing for 4 months. Issei says 4 months missing. Ha, funny joke. No, I just been gone because I didn't care too much. This is where, well, Issei really just wants to say all that out loud, but decide not to. This is where the teacher say, well, okay, go sit down. I'm going to check on the attendance. This is where, well, Issei says, yeah. Issei walks past him and gets to his like class. Mostly, he gets to his like chair and sits down. He falls kind of asleep, but yeah, like straight up falls asleep. This is where poetry switch up and says, I thought you weren't supposed to fall asleep. Issei says, I don't care too much. I just want to sleep now. I'm so weak. My body just feels like it's already want to die. It wants to leave my body. This is where, or almost leave my soul here and just, yeah, rot. This is where, well, mostly poetry starts off and says, you really are immature half the time. Leave me alone, poetry. I'm so bored. So very bored. This is where, well, he's just become weaker and weaker and weaker. This is where, well, everyone is sweat dropping because they see the brown haired boy. The girls are still happy and cheerful until they became depressed and insane after seeing the perverted beast appear back again into Kuo after 4 months. This is where, well, the girls wanted to screech at him, but seeing that the boy seems to fall asleep in an instant. This is where, well, they did not want to wake him up so he can be perverted, so of course they just let the beast sleep for right now. But we go into mostly a time skip of mostly lunchtime. Now, of course, Issei has been asleep most of the damn time. Like, every single fucking class he was asleep. And when he went to lunch, he sat on a table and fell fucking asleep. He did not care. This is where, well, mostly Issei was still hearing music. I should also mention, yes, he'd been hearing music the whole time. But he was just asleep most of the time. He didn't care too much. Really, why is he going to pay attention when he doesn't care too much? The only reason he only came here was because his grandfather wanted him to kind of get here. Because mostly his family is quite neglected, mostly his parents. So of course, this is where, well, he doesn't really talk to his parents at all or that much. So of course, he usually talks to his grandfather, and his grandfather wants him to get to school to learn for the love of God, which Issei refuses sometimes and doesn't care. That's why he's been gone for 4 months. Because in those 2 months, Issei should have went to school, but decided not to and just became a freaking annoying pain in his grandfather's ass. Because for the fact Issei never wanted to go to school. Until this month, mostly this 4th month, he just managed to get Issei to school. And is hoping nothing bad happens. But all that kind of goes down the drain when mostly someone kind of poses a threat in the school. You see here, he doesn't pose a threat to supernatural beings, but he poses a threat to just normal humans. The reason why is because he has a gun. This is where, well, it's a 9mm kind of, well, it's the gun that he pulls out in an instant because he basically was on top of the table that Issei was sleeping. He says, all of you, shut the fuck up. This is where he pulls out a gun, and everyone kind of screams, like some of the girls and guys, because, well, it's a gun. They'll literally die from it. And this is where, well, mostly Issei was still asleep, but yeah, he did not care. Like, fuck that shit, life or whatever. This is where, well, mostly everyone was kind of saying, he has a gun. This is where, well, mostly a bunch of people were just kind of crying. They did not want us to die. And this is where the person was pointing the gun at everyone until mostly he noticed Issei still asleep. This is where he slams his, like, foot down on the table to wake up Issei. Issei goes, what's happening? This is where Issei starts kind of rubbing the musky sleep out of his eyes. Issei then opens his eyes to blink, blink, blink. He looks at the person who has a gun literally pointed towards his face, and Issei is really showing no fucking emotion. This is where Issei says, this motherfucker, what the hell is he doing? This is where poetry says, ... Maybe you should use a bit of light magic to kill him. Issei says, nah, I think I got this. This is where, well, poetry says, what are you gonna do? Nothing. Why do you think I'm gonna do anything? I'm not a hero, fuck that. Poetry short ups and says, so you will let this motherfucker kill your own race. I'll let him kill my own race, but I'll never let him kill your race. You already understand why I don't like my own race. Poetry short ups and says, yeah, I know that. He says, well, other than that, I'm gonna just be playing on my phone. Issei literally pulls out his phone, starts playing fucking Clash Royale, and didn't fucking care at all. This is where the student says, hey, I have a gun at you. Issei says, so what? Shoot me, dumbass. Issei literally did not give a damn. Issei says, come on. Yes, send the rocket. yes, yes, yes. This is where Issei was literally playing Clash Royale and not caring too much. This is where almost the person just watched up and says, "What the fuck? Wait." This is where mostly the person with the gun says, "Wait, aren't you the perverted beast?" Issei looks up and says, "Huh? No, I think you mistake me for someone else. I'm the beast of Clash Royale. I'm over here right now, almost on top of third place." This is where mostly the person watched up and says, huh? This is where a girl screams out saying, "Yeah, he's a perverted beast. You should shoot him." This is where one girl in the crowd said, and of course, this is where the person says, yeah. This is where Issei says. Issei looks up and says, "Then shoot me, you son of a bitch. Shoot me right now in my fucking head and kill me. End my fucking misery life from this school. Literally, I feel so fucking weak in being in this school. I feel like the kryptonite. This school is literally my fucking kryptonite. I'd rather fucking die than deal with half of these motherfuckers in this school." Issei literally points at everyone. This is where everyone kind of switch off. Every girl just widened their eyes seeing how Issei literally calls everyone a motherfucker. Like, he did not care. He doesn't discriminate. He doesn't care if you're fucking dark skin, light skin, fucking girl or guy. He doesn't care what age you are. He literally would call everyone a motherfucker because they literally just piss him off. This is where, the person said, this is where, Issei said, "Shoot me. Or shoot up the sky. I want to know. Does that thing even have bullets? Or is that just a fucking BB gun?" This is what the person says, "It's a real gun." This is where he points up in the sky and kind of shoots, and it doesn't shoot anything. Huh? Is this gun jammed? This is where Issei says, "Give me the gun. I'll show you how to use it. It clearly seems like you're an idiot using it." "No, you will shoot me." This is where Issei says, "No, I won't shoot you." How? Okay, do whatever. You're gonna get your ass kicked when none of them fear you and realize that the gun is either jammed or the gun is not working because you're an idiot. The person says, "Fine." This is where he gives Issei the gun. Poetry says, "Just shoot him." Issei says, "Nah, I'm gonna do this instead." Issei right now turns off the safety switch. Mostly the safety that's on the gun, mostly the switch. He kind of like pulls it up to kind of like have it off. Takes out mostly really fast. He takes out something from the gun, but mostly the person didn't notice. And this is where Issei kind of lays the gun back. This is where he points up in the sky and shoots. Bang! This is where everyone in their eyes and right now closes their ears because that gun was loud as hell. This is where Issei says, "Here." This is where Issei says, "You had it on safety switch, you idiot. Also, relay your gun back. And if you need to shoot at someone, shoot them." This is where, everyone widened their eyes saying, "What the fuck? Why?" Everyone screams at Issei, and why the fuck did he just help the school shooter? Literally. Issei did not care. He's on menace time. He doesn't give a damn. Issei went back to playing Clash Royale like he didn't give a fuck. Like, why the fuck would he give a damn about this shit? He can care all the fucking less about people complaining towards him. But this is what, mostly with all that happening, this is where the student council and even what's called Ria's Barrage kind of showed up. This is where a girl who kind of is not from the Barrages at all. Mostly she shows up having like purplish hair, darkish kind of longish purplish hair. She also, not purple hair. She kind of has like either it kind of looks kind of pinkish, palish blue hair. Not blue hair, mostly blonde hair. And of course, like these bluish kind of crystallized eyes. This is where, she has a very relaxed posture. And this is where, she seems to kind of not care about the student who has literally a gun. And right now having a hostage that's Issei supposedly. This is where, Stona right now tries to calm down the school shooter. She can't use magic, but there's already a lot of people here. And of course, she's trying to calm him down so he won't kill anyone. Especially Issei, even though Issei is right there, having the most relaxed fucking posture ever in playing Clash Royale. This is where, he doesn't care, he's also hearing music. This is where, the kind of like palish, pinkish, blondish hair girl noticed Issei and kind of narrowed her eyes when she noticed that Issei seems to not even be fearing, scared, or any of that. He just has this relaxed posture that doesn't give a damn about anything. She is also kind of surprised that Issei seems to just like have a fucking, like, not care about this person at all. This is where, the person's right now glaring at everyone. He's also glaring at mostly Sanji and even Kiba. He wants to point the gun straight towards him. And this is where, he's like saying, "Damn it, gotta make sure that I count all the bullets. I can't kill them because mostly Sona and even Rias will hate me. Maybe I can actually Yes, I can threaten them. This is where the person had a very, like, evilish, creepy thought in his head, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly he said, so, this is where, well, before he even gets to talk and tell his demands and what he wants, Issei yawns and says, can I go home already? This is where Issei kind of just questions towards the school shooter. The school shooter goes back at Issei, looks back at him and says, what? No. Well, yes, but, I mean, no. I mean, Issei says, I'm tired. I just want to go home. Like, can you threaten them saying that they kicked me out already? I'm done. This is where we'll see the person say, what? No, I'm not going to just give my threat up. I literally need this threat. Issei says, no, you don't. I need to go home. I'm bored. This is where Issei literally said towards the school shooter. Like, we had to care the world. Like, this motherfucker has a gun and Issei's over here like, I don't care. Like, why the hell should I care? This is where, well, the person says, you do realize I have a gun. Issei says, so shoot me. Fucking point, prove your fucking point and shoot me. This is where, well, the person says, fine. He tries to just point straight towards Issei's chest and just click the gun and it does nothing. Huh? Is my gun jam? Issei says, no. What you're looking for is this. Issei literally pulls out a, what's it called, magazine. This is where, well, from his fucking, well, we'll see from his long sleeve, like in an instant. Like if it was a fucking pack of cards. This is where Issei says, you're looking for this fucking, well, either you can call it a clip or you can call it a magazine. Whichever you like to call it. But other than that, this is what you're looking for. This is the only reason why your gun is not working, dumbass. It's not on safety switch, so don't even think you can actually put it there and blame it on that. It's not on the fact that it's mostly, how should I say, how should I fucking say, mostly jam, because it's not on jam neither. You're just an idiot and didn't notice the magazine was gone. This is where, well, mostly the person says, I need that. Issei says, no you don't. You also don't need the gun. Issei right now swiped the gun out of the person's hand in an instant, puts the magazine on there, right now kind of like takes mostly the top of the gun, mostly back, like backwards, to kind of just reload it so, yeah, so another bullet can be under. Issei says, other than that, thanks for the gun, and thanks for your kneecaps. The person says, what do you mean? This is where the person falls down on the ground and right now screams. Well, not on the ground, mostly on the table ground. This is where he screams in pain because literally his 2 kneecaps were just shot out in an instant. Issei had no mercy in his eyes. He did not care. Issei says, pathetic. Like always. You really suck. You know what you should do? When you get out of the hospital or get out of jail, jump off a fucking bridge and kill yourself in an instant. You pathetic weakling of a little rat. Can't do anything, can you? Issei lifts this person's head up. Right now the person is crying because all those words that Issei literally said had no remorse in them. Issei did not care even one bit. Literally, Issei shot this man's legs out so fast that no one can even react. Of course, there's blood on the table, and this is where the person's crying in an instant because there's so much pain just coursing through his body. His 2 kneecaps were shot out. He can't move his legs anymore. And this is where, well, Issei literally looks into this person's eyes with such an emotional look in his eyes. This is where, well, the person's crying and of course fearing Issei because mostly what he saw behind Issei was basically just purely darkness. Well, in his eyes, just purely darkness. This is where Issei said, other than that, never, and I mean never ever threaten me again. Issei points a gun into this guy's mouth because if you do, I will blow your fucking brains out. Understood? The person nods slowly, right now, trying to make sure the gun doesn't, like, right now, accidentally clicks and blows his brains out because he doesn't really want to die. He was actually thinking of something vicious, but now he just feels nothing but fear. He doesn't feel any lust no more. He feels nothing but fear. Fucking hell. This person's scarier more than ever. It just is good to know that. Other than that, never, and I mean never, decide to come at me with your friends, anyone, or just any of that matter. If you send a bounty hunter straight towards me, I'm gonna know who it was, and I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna find your whole family, and I'm gonna murder them all. I'm gonna murder them right in front of you. I'm gonna murder every fucking thing that you love, precious, dear to you. Understood? Issei said with such a vicious, very cruel looking, mostly grin. This is where, well, mostly the person nodded slowly, like he's crying. He just doesn't want to deal with Issei no more. He fears Issei entirely. Everyone entirely in the school, winding their eyes, seeing Issei right now put the gun into this guy's mouth. Like, we had a care in the world. Like, literally, someone wanted to say, someone wanted to say, damn, my man is giving that guy the fucking gun throat. This is where, well, we'll see someone just says, that's what she said. This is where, well, no one wanted to say that because they were all scared in an instant. Of course, well, the girls are even more scared. Sona winds her eyes, never expecting Issei to literally just blow out this guy's kneecaps in an instant. Points a gun into this guy's mouth and right now kind of talks something really, really dark to this person, even though she managed to hear it all. She winds her eyes. She never expected the brown hair boy, the chestnut brown hair boy, to literally just say all that with no hesitation or one fucking bit. This kid is right now shitting himself in an instant. He does not want to deal with Issei. He doesn't even want to be here anymore. Issei says, good to know that. Next time? Well, yeah, you understand now. This is where a person nodded. Issei takes out the gun out of this guy's mouth, puts in the switch lock, mostly not switch lock, mostly in the safety mostly safety. And this is where Issei right now just smashes the butt of the gun into this guy's head, knocking him out. This is where, well, mostly everyone wind their eyes until Issei puts back into the the safety switch off. And this is where Issei points up in the sky. Bang! This is where, well, Issei says, what are you all looking at? Huh? You all want to die also? Bring it. Who wants to go for their kneecaps right now off their body? This is where no one wants to even dare talk to Issei or any of that. Issei right now decides to, well, ignore everyone because he realized one thing. This gun is basically mostly a black and kind of, it looks kind of a black pistol with mostly golden kind of, like a little bit of golden kind of tint on it. They're kind of golden on it. But pretty much it's called, which mostly Issei noticed what kind of gun it is, but knows what it is. It's actually a kind of legendary gun. He didn't even know how this idiot managed to grab it. But the gun is called, well, so pretty much it's called the 9mm Pit Viper. That's what the gun is called. And this is where, that's what Issei is holding. Issei says, never expected this gun to be here. So of course where Issei is looking at the gun right now with all the designs and saying, yep, this is definitely a Pit Viper. Don't know how this kid even got it. Could be his father's, for all I know and all I care. But right now, it's mine. Issei grins with such a very psychotic grin, but this is where, well, he puts the gun into his, like, pockets. Right now, put it on switch so he doesn't shoot himself. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei says, other than that, all you fuckers, that's all, folks. Goodbye. This is where, well, most Issei starts walking away without a care in the world. This is where Sanji wanted to actually tackle him down, which he actually tried to tackle Issei down because he rushes at Issei. Issei literally dodged and back kicked what's it called Sanji in the head, knocking him out in an instant. This is where, well, Issei says, wow. Hey, you okay, buddy? I didn't shoot you, did I? Well, then again, I just kicked the shit out of you. You got knocked the hell out pretty easily. Hey, buddy, you okay? Hey, 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 hey. Hello? Hello? Wake up? He points, he like pokes at Sanji's head and doesn't wake up. He says, he's knocked the fuck out cold. Whatever. This is where, well, everyone wanted their eyes seeing Sanji just got knocked the hell out so easily. Sona was surprised to see even Issei move that fast and knock him out. This is where, well, Kiba right now says, Issei-san, is it okay if we can have the gun? You know it's a kind of murder weapon. Issei said, murder weapon? But I didn't kill the person. I knocked him out only. So it's clearly, it's not a murder weapon. It's just a weapon that I can use anytime soon I want, that anyone pissed me off. But other than that, Sona Shatora. That's your name, right? I forgot that that's not your name. Man, it's been 4 months and I just don't care. This is where Sona says, what do you want, Issei? I mean, Hiyoro-san. Issei said, oh, don't call me that. Do not ever call me Hiyoro. Ever again. Or you might die. But not the point. I want to actually be suspended from the school. This is where, well, Sona winds her eyes and says, what are you talking about? You've been gone for 4 months. I can't just suspend you. No, you can't suspend me. You can kick me out. Issei said with such a fucking hint of no remorse. He literally did not care. He was on that goddamn demon time. He did not give a damn. I want you to expel me. Kick me out of the school. That's what I want you to do. There's no need for suspension. No, you can just kick me out. Expel me. Well, yeah, you already said that out. You can literally erase all my data to get me out of the school. I don't care. I don't care if even you move me from a different school. Like, you can move me to the worst, baddest school. I don't give a damn. Like, you can put me in the, like, worst school, like, fucking -1 stars. Like, I would not care. I'll probably fit in pretty nice with them. But not the fucking point. Like, you can also just tell me, to go to prison just because I almost killed someone. Like, I really do not care. So there's so many options for you to do. This is where, well, Sona right now grit her teeth. Right now, Ria's winding her eyes, and of course, she realized that if Issei disappeared from this school, she won't be able to have another Barrage member. She right now tries to like, right now say something, which mostly she wanted to kind of talk to Issei to actually try to kind of seduct him, or mostly just try to convince him not to leave the school. But Issei noticed what she was trying to do, and Issei does not like this girl. The only reason why is because she's a devil. Issei points out his gun really fast, shoots the ground in an instant, making Rias almost startle in an instant. This Rias says, "Shut up, Grimoire. I don't need to talk to you. I need to talk to Sona. You need to shut up." This is where, well, mostly not Sanji. Kiba was on guard, even Akuno and even Kaneko. This is where, well, they would never expect that Issei would shoot at Rias. This is where, well, Sona notices, and she needs to make a very, very fast decision. She can't mostly, she can't just suspend him because, well, everyone will question out and why she just did that. Because literally, Issei is shown to be more of a threat than anything. This is where, well, she can't really kick him out. If she kicks him out, then he will be able to go to a different school. Of course, never coming back to the school because, well, she kind of she actually wanted to actually have him in her barrage because she needs another, like, male pawn piece or just another male knight, but not the point. But, of course, or bishop, whatever. But this is where, she also wanted to help Brias in her kind of marriage problem. But the problem is, Issei seems not to be the type to actually be willingly helping anyone. Literally, he willingly helped the person how to figure out how to use a gun. But he shot the guy's ankles out. Probably if he was willing to help Rias, or be something backlash. But of course, it seems that Issei doesn't seem to like devils. Or maybe that's the case. Because she doesn't know exactly much about Issei. This is where, well, Sona can't really do anything. Issei says, oh, it seems that you haven't came to a conclusion. Issei right now coughs into his hand and says, well, everyone, look at this. It seems that Sona is having such a tough time to thinking in what I should be doing with my life. Should I be A, kicked out of the school in an instant? Right now, choose your votes. Or should I B, stay here for only a suspension and I'll come back being more of a threat? Right now, choose your votes. And I promise I won't shoot at you. Literally, you can right now be honest as hell. This is where, well, everyone right now kind of just right now wanted to say their answers. But of course, they didn't know how to say their answers until Issei said, you all want to be anonymous. I know that much. This is where Issei right now creates something in his phone. Right now, sends it to everyone in the school, like, district. Mostly in the school district for mostly everyone to see. Or not district, in the school entirely, in cool. And it literally has an option for, well, everyone got a mail, and of course, everyone phone just notify them in an instant. So the mostly question was for Issei to get kicked out for being literally a threat to school, or B, should he just stay and be suspended for only a couple of days? This is where, well, it also shows a little video of, well, Issei literally shooting someone's caps out, mostly kneecaps out. So everyone is right now in the school kind of seeing this, horrified. So of course everyone started clicking A. There's only a couple of people that clicked B because that was literally Ria's group. Mostly they actually wanted to stop Issei from not getting kicked out, but it looks like Issei was getting kicked out no matter what. Everyone in the entire school has chosen A. This is where, mostly two people hasn't chose A, and that was none other than what's it called, mostly both of Issei's old friends, Murahama and Matsuda, because they wind their eyes seeing Issei. But Issei does have first lunch, and mostly Matsuda and Murahama has second lunch. So of course they both rushes out from mostly their classroom to kind of get towards, well, lunch. This is where, well, they were just happy, but a little bit scared of why Issei's getting kicked out. There's no way that video is real, is it? This is where they're kind of rushing towards it, but yeah. These are the teachers, even the teachers got a fucking notification of that, and they were like, just shocked to see how Issei merciless just shot someone's like kneecaps out. There was no context in why he did it. It was just there. This is where, well, mostly the teachers voted A also. This is where Sona sees that there's literally a reach of conclusion that A, he should be kicked out. He should be suspended, or not suspended, he should be expelled from the school entirely. Sona has no choice but to actually do it. Actually listen to the people. She can't just use magic because for some reason she tried to use a bit of magic to control some of the people in the crowd, but she couldn't. There was like some kind of like magic barrier stopping in an instant from actually erasing their kind of, well, not erasing memories, mostly manipulating them. She whined her eyes. She can't. She needs to. She doesn't want to. This is where almost she whined her eyes. This is where she noticed a vicious grin appears on Issei's face, looking towards her and directly in her eye. This is where Issei says, it looks like everyone has reached a conclusion. This is where almost Issei says, Sona, have you realized that there's no point in going against democracy? It looks like everyone, who is mostly, think of it like this. You people are basically Democrats, and they are Republican. They have chosen their kind of, well, vote and wanting me to be kicked out. You cannot deny the people, can't you? You need for me to be kicked out. You need to sign the papers. You need to finally show everyone that mostly this is a democratic kind of vote. Or mostly, yeah, a union vote. For me to fully get kicked out, Issei had a very vicious grin on his face. This is where mostly Sona whined her eyes. There's something really wrong with Issei, and it seems like Issei, he seems to really be willing to be kicked out. And everyone in school wants him to be kicked out. So, this is where, well, she does not know what to do. She really does not know what to do. This is where, well, she's scared. She doesn't want to. The only reason is because she needs another Parage member, or just get the Parage member to Rias. But Issei, on the other hand, really wants to. He wants to be kicked out. If he gets kicked out, there's no Parage member at all. Issei said with such a vicious grin that whispers a little bit into the wind. Oh, so sorry for your Parage member loss. This is where Issei whispers, but it was just quite like low enough for mostly Sona to hear, which Sona whined her eyes. She realized that Issei knows about the supernatural. He probably does or probably doesn't. And this is where, well, she whined her eyes and wanted to say something, but this is where Issei say, it looks like Sona has concluded for me to be kicked out. Ah, what a shame. I can't be in the school looking at such beautiful girls. Well, it doesn't matter, does it? I'm kicked out. Bye, guys. This is where Issei waves to the crowd without a care in the world and starts walking away. Sona said, wait, I didn't do a conclusion. No, but everyone did a conclusion. Mostly it's a union vote versus mostly one person, or mostly one person in their group. So you realize the conclusion has been voted. Everyone has chosen A. There's no need to deny that. You also chose an A. This is where, well, mostly everyone in the school kind of looks at the votes because they also got a notification for the votes results. And everyone widened their eyes. 100% A. 0% B. This is where, well, mostly everyone was confused. Some people actually chose B just because Issei had become a badass. Literally, some of the guys, some of the girls are scared, but some girls that literally didn't fear Issei. Like they were kind of like palish, kind of pinkish, blondish hair, didn't really fear Issei because she was interested in him. And chosen B, but she whined her eyes when she sees that she chose an A, which that wasn't the case, unless this was such a rigged case from the beginning. She widened her eyes and realizing that Issei did this on purpose. Anyone that chooses B would literally automatically go to choose A. This is where, well, it was rigged from the very beginning. So those who actually doesn't believe Issei to be a bad person has actually was just forcibly chosen A for making him be the bad guy, the worst person in this whole entire school to be kicked out permanently. Literally, it says kicked out permanently, like he would never come back ever. That's where, well, everyone kind of wanted their eyes after seeing the results. Some girls were kind of just happy, but they were confused and why it just said kicked out permanently. This is where, well, it explains and what it means kicked out permanently. It literally explains that this kid can never, and I mean never, come back to the school. No matter what different ID he uses, no matter what kind of this, that, different looks or whatever. There's no way that he can come back. Even if he gets the biggest glow up in his whole entire fucking life, he cannot come back to the school. No matter what. Never. Even if people vote for him to come back, he will never come back. Ever. There's no way. Permanently gone. This is where, well, mostly it then says that if Sona does not choose into actually kicking him out, this would go to the school district kind of like true leader, mostly the chairman. This is where, well, the chairman will actually decide to do a vote. Or not vote, or mostly just decide to fully kick him out. This is where, well, Sona whined her eyes. She doesn't have power anymore. The chairman does. This is where, well, she whined her eyes. What would the chairman choose? This is where, well, someone decides to go into the intercoms and says, "Ah, hello there, everyone. It seems that, well, Issei Hiro, yes, Issei Hiro, or shall I say Issei Yami, you shall be kicked out of the school permanently. I'm so sorry, but after seeing the video and seeing the massive vote of everyone wants you to be gone and see all the records that you have been having, you must be permanently gone." Gone, I said. Yeah, I'll repeat it again. But yeah. Issei grins with such a vicious grin in an instant. This is where, well, he wanted to hide it, but he couldn't. He just had to show his vicious grin. It kind of looked like this. This is how he looks like with his vicious grin. So basically, he looks like Doflamingo showing all them teeth and just smiling like no one's business today. This is where, well, Issei was just showing so many teeth that it really creeped out everyone in an instant, even, well, Rias and Sona. This is where, well, mostly they wind their eyes. Rias wind her eyes because mostly the person who actually directs the school entirely, the person who's the chairman, is actually none other than her father, being Zeoticus, well, Grimoire. And Zeoticus, he didn't know much about the context, but he needed to kick out the student because clearly there's a vote that says yes to be permanently kicked out. Like everyone has demanded him to be kicked out. This is where, well, mostly the person, he also got a bunch of emails. But there weren't actually emails from the students because none of them were fast enough to type. But there were emails from someone else that managed to control all the emails from the students, sending that this person should be kicked out. He killed someone, blah, 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 blah. This, that. There was someone else helping Issei entirely. And yet, Zeoticus just couldn't deal with it and had to just kick out Issei. Fully out. Issei grins and smiles with such a vicious grin and says, "Ah, you hear that? Ah, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that I have been kicked out. Now, time for me to go. My kryptonite is over!" Just where Issei starts running away. Whee! Yeah, he just ran off. He just disappeared from everyone's view. Like he left a dust storm behind him and just disappeared. But yeah. This is where everyone was just shocked, dumbfounded, and before Issei can even leave, he noticed both of his old friends, which he just smirks in an inside and just left them. He didn't care too much. This is what, well, he knows they're going to be extremely sad and depressed, but he doesn't care. This is where, well, everyone was confused on why is he, well, mostly chairman. Even Rias and even Sona were confused and why they call him Yami instead of, well, Hiro. Because that's literally Issei's last name, Yami. This is where, well, Issei ran off and says, "Wee, I'm free." He noticed the, like, closest exit, and he knows that if he, like, opens the shit, it will kind of alert something. But this is where Issei didn't care. He opened the door so fast and says, "I'm free!" Yeah, Issei was gone. Yeah, he disappeared from in an instant. He was gone. He went off the grid again. But yeah, but not the point. We go into basically a time skip. A time skip of Rias crying to her father, saying that why did he get rid of him. This is where Zeoticus says that basically he had it to. He had so many emails really into his email box about all the students. This is where, well, mostly Sona was confused and says that she wanted to check on him. This is where, well, she wanted her eyes seeing so many emails appearing, like right at the time when Issei was doing that vote. Of course, where she was confused and how the vote was rigged entirely. Issei didn't have enough time to actually change or any of that. It must have been someone else that was able to change all the votes to go into A, making his plan go forward. He was kicked out in an instant. There was no, proof that someone else is helping him, but there must have been a hacker. Someone that was hearing all of this. She was confused. She had to roll out both Murahama and Matsura because they wouldn't be helping out Issei because they didn't even know where he was for most of the past 4 months. This is where, well, now this is where, well, there was something interesting about this. Issei's, like, he was permanently kicked out. It literally says that. But any data or anything that had his mostly data and other stuff has literally disappeared from the whole computer, like mostly the computer business, like the whole like system. She had to go to like Issei's last name, like Issei Hiro, which it literally has no picture, and of course it just says permanently unknown and kicked out, permanently unknown kicked out. This is why, well, mostly she's confused. She decided to go to Y because that's what Yami starts with, Y. And this is where, well, she found it, but it also says unknown, kicked out permanently. This is where, well, she wanted her eyes. There's no information on Issei no more. He literally disappeared from the grid entirely. This is where, oh, she grit her teeth and smashes her fist to the table. Might accidentally crack and say, I'm so sorry. The other kid says, no, it's fine. It seems this kid was smart enough to do something like this. Huh. I wasn't expecting this. Either the kid does not really want to be in the school. This is where Sona, she wanted to say something about mostly Issei Maya knowing about the supernatural, but she did not. But yeah, everyone in the school was happy. They felt relieved. They no longer needed to be with a pervert who was literally a threat to everyone. The guy who literally got his kneecap shot out was still crying, but at least he was happy enough to get a full recovery. Those 2 bullets did not really hit his kneecaps entirely, so of course he did not lose his kneecaps at all. But he was kind of just saddened a little bit. The reason why is because, well, there's really no one that actually lived for him. Which, when Issei was telling him so many threats about like killing his family and other things, mostly it seems that, well, this kid never really had anyone. That's why he like threatening people. He wanted him to literally get killed by cops because that was the fastest way to die. If he would have just threatened people, he probably would have died. He was suicidal already. But this is where, well, he just didn't know what to do after that. But yeah. Well, everyone in the school was literally bamboozled and just kicked out someone. Mostly everyone was still happy. Until this were 2 perverts, who is none other than Murahama and Matsuda, are actually thinking to resign from the school. Which actually made entirely every girl happy, but of course a little bit saddened. The reason why is because, well, they're not going to have anyone else to kind of peep on them. Because it made some of the girls very, well, not uncomfortable most of the time. Some of the girls were quite perverted, so of course they let some of the guys just peep on them, like any poor guy or whatever. And they actually were kind of happy to have mostly the trio of perverts. But of course they were a little too much most of the time. But of course they realized mostly the past 4 months, the guys hasn't actually peeped on, well, mostly any of the girls because Issei was gone. Now that Issei is permanently gone, they're actually thinking to resigning, getting also expelled and kind of moving to another school. Which that's the case on what they want to do. They are willing to leave because, well, they saw how their old friend just disappeared, left them, and just, they were basically sad, depressed. So of course, mostly the girls felt bad, but of course they can't do anything no more. Because that whole, like, literally what they kind of chose to vote was literally something that they didn't have any information for. They were scared, they were fearing for their life. So of course it was mostly a very conclusional option to pick A. Of course, well, now some of the girls started feeling worse. The fact that they picked A. Some of those that didn't really pick A and pick B were even feeling worse because they thought maybe they actually did pick A. Maybe their instances had to pick A, not B. This is where there was so much guilt around the whole entire school, kicking someone out. But the person seemed so happy and so, like, smiling with such a vicious grin that he was literally kicked out in an instant. This is where, well, we'll see Issei. Well, Issei was gone and no one else could actually know where he would be at. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into a POV of someone right now kind of angrily annoyed in the fact that their grandson literally got permanently kicked out. Really, Issei? Really? You had it to be kicked out in an instant. Why are you like this? This is where, well, we'll see. The boy that's now known as Issei says, grandfather, you know why I got kicked out? I'm not going to be stuck in there with a bunch of fucking filthy devils. Hell no, to the fucking brim. I'd rather be kicked out in an instant. I'd rather not be there with devils. They were trying to recruit me. They were trying to make me a part of their fucking society. I'd rather die than be a part of their damn society. Issei said with such an angry tone in an instant. This is where his grandfather sighs and says, fine, do whatever. Just make sure not to get killed when you're out in the streets or something. Whatever, old man, I'm not gonna die. This is where almost Issei walks away. This is where, well, his grandfather grit his teeth and wanted to just slam his phone to the ground. He tried his best to actually make Issei to be a better person instead of this, like, delinquent kind of type of kid. Because when he was gone for 4 months, he disappeared from mostly, like, contacting parents. Literally, he did not want to contact his parents at all. He disappeared 4 months. His grandfather didn't know where he went, but in those 4 months, in those 3 months, he actually managed to find where Issei was at. Issei was basically hanging out with these, like, other, like, kids who were also delinquent that didn't really have family too much, and basically they just mess around, do some stuff, kind of illegal sometimes, smoking weed or other stuff. And of course, his grandfather managed to find Issei. Now, Issei really seems to have an uncaring kind of personality to him. He was really less perverted and other stuff, and of course, his grandfather noticed this, which he was happy. Mostly, the perverted stuff mostly came from his, like, mostly son-in-law's kind of side. So, of course, he was very happy for the fact that that side really disappears, and now it's just Issei's kind of mostly stoic side from his, well, mother's side. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei was kind of like grinning and other things, laughing, and yeah, you get the point. This is where, well, his grandfather managed to find him, and of course managed to kind of teach him the way of the Yami family by kind of telling him that he's basically Issei's grandfather, and of course he might have never met mostly Issei at all from when they were younger, because his mother never really wanted to teach or like bring him towards mostly her side of her family. So yeah, this is where, well, mostly Issei met this man and just kind of smiles and says, "That's quite interesting. So you're saying that you're my grandfather? Huh, interesting. Well, that's cool." This is where, well, mostly his grandfather smiles and tries to just comfort Issei to try to change him back into his kind of normal stoic side, but that really would never happen, because he would always kind of hang out with these other guys who were quite delinquent, but they were also quite powerful because of what magic they use somewhat. But they never did use their magic fully for evil things. It was just doing some stuff and whatever. But not the point. Let's see where, well, his grandfather grinned his teeth. He doesn't want to send Issei back to his like family, his original family, the Hyodo family, because he knows that basically they are neglecting bastards. He really wishes that his daughter was not neglecting at all. She really, well, not she, mostly he really wishes that his daughter will already divorce that man, that fucking bastard. But of course, well, he doesn't want to send his grandchild to it because, well, he really did join or really became a pervert thanks to his like father being such a hypocrite and saying that Issei is nothing but a pervert, or like grand pervert or something like that. But of course, he was a pervert also, so he's like son-in-law. That's why, well, he doesn't want to put Issei in such a toxic kind of household. So of course, he just lets Issei do whatever. But whatever. We go into mostly a POV later on. Mostly later that day and night. Mostly someone actually managed to create an android. Mostly this robot android that kind of looks like it. It looks to be like a kind of, not android. Well, yeah, it's an android. But mostly he looks to have longish blonde hair a little bit, or shortish blonde hair. Kind of has crystallized blue eyes, or basically he is a machine, but not the point. He does have a pretty good looking face, and he looks to be a swordsman. Now, two girls managed to create him, and mostly it was three, but not the point. This one, well, it was actually three girls. One girl with pinkish hair and kind of has, well, mostly this kind of honey brown eyes. Another girl with kind of darkish brown hair and kind of also kind of had, wait, no. One had pinkish hair and kind of like reddish pinkish eyes. The other one has kind of like brownish hair and honey brown eyes. And the last girl was basically a girl that kind of had mostly. So the last girl was a girl with kind of darkish brown hair color. It's kind of a darkish brown hair color, but of course she had magenta brown eyes, had glasses, and of course had a nice figure with asses and other things. This is where, well, she seems to be like a nerdy or scientist who really cares, but of course, well, she basically helped mostly the other two girls to create this robot. Mostly this android who is good looking, but also, well, he doesn't have blondish hair. He does have kind of a mostly dark blonde hair. Mostly it's not blonde hair, it's like goldenish blonde hair. But of course, well, the person kind of had a gentle smile to every girl, and of course the other two girls were squealing. The girl who was a nerd someone kind of had a little tint of blush. She doesn't really like this type of like person, but most of the other two girls were squealing, happy to make a robot and other things. Of course, they wanted to shut him off, but of course, well, the robot still had power in him, so of course he disappeared from mostly the laboratory, which made the other girls kind of decide had to come back because she needed to get something. It was the nerdy girl until she widened her eyes after seeing the robot was gone. This is where she screamed and called most of the other two to come back. Mostly this was kind of mostly in the Kendall class, but yeah, of course there was someone that was actually still doing stuff after this, mostly it's the same thing where Issei still left, but not the point. This is why, well, she was kind of like doing work, and of course there's someone in front of her kind of like helping her out. But yeah, of course they hear the scream, and of course both of them rushes out to see the girl with mostly glasses, kind of just telling the girl with pinkish hair and the girl with kind of brown hair, and saying that the robot has left and disappeared and doesn't know where it's at. The other two says what is happening. Mostly the leader of the candle class. Mostly is a girl with blondish, well, palish blonde hair, or not palish blonde hair, palish pink blondish hair, and of course the other girl is kind of a girl with kind of So the girl with glasses is named Atami. The pinkish hair girl is named Catherine, and of course the last one is named Mariyama. But this worked well. Mostly there was another person next to the palish pinkish hair girl with blondish, but of course it worked well. Mostly a girl with kind of purplish hair, and of course purplish eyes. Now this worked well. She also had a sword next to her. Mostly both of them did have swords, but not the point. They were actual real swords, but not the point. Mostly the girl, her name was Yorsahari, or mostly her name was Yuzura, and of course the other girl was named mostly. Her name was Musashi, and this worked well. They were all confused. The girl who's named Atamiya kind of just explains to what happened to the android, and of course it worked well. Musashi and Yuzura kind of just looked at Catherine and Mariyama, which they had little tints of blushes. This worked well. Mostly they sighed and had to kind of go look for the android. But we go into mostly someone having kind of blackish hair, like kind of a little bit longer, but not the point. He had to cut it so it can actually fit perfectly for mostly what school he had to go to. But now that he's kicked out, he's going to let it grow out. This worked well. He has kind of longish, like basically it's just blackish hair that's going down. But yeah, this worked well. He has dark brown eyes. And this worked well. He has a dark kind of kimono, like a dark kimono with like stripes going down, like white stripes, but not the point. This worked well. It's like a warrior kimono, but not the point. Let me explain what it looked like. So it kind of looks like this, kind of, but not much. But yeah. He does have the black kind of pants and like black shoes, boots mostly, and socks, but not the point. This worked well. He's laying down. Of course, he has a chair, not chair, mostly a sword next to him. And this worked well. He is right now sighing. He's right now breathing out and just taking a breath because he just worked out a while ago. This worked well. He's just taking a relaxed kind of time sitting on the bench chair. And this worked well. He's right now happy to not be dealing with much things, but yeah. Normal school, he doesn't need to have stress time. He can just be relaxing, but yeah. This worked well. Someone actually appeared behind him, and this worked well. The person would have attacked him until Issei noticed him really fast. He actually had this weird sensory that allows him to actually see anyone. Basically, observation knocking. He was trained by mostly a sensei of his. This is where he dodges an attack from mostly, well, the android who was actually about to crash onto him, but like crashes the, what's it called, bench. And this is where, well, the person says, "Hey, fucker, what the hell was that for?" This is where Issei still has to unsheath his sword, but this is where, well, the person right now looks at, well, the person and says, "Are you a pervert?" This is where, well, the robot said. This is where the android said. This is where, well, Issei says, first, what the fuck was the robot voice? Second of all, no, maybe. What if I say maybe? This is where, well, the robot itself, most of the android says, "I will have to kill you." This is where, well, Issei says, "Oh, finally, you start talking normally," but not the point. "So you're going to kill me if I say I'm a pervert. What if I say no? Then I won't kill you," the robot said. Most of the android. This is where, well, the person didn't know this person was an android, but didn't care too much. But this is where, well, mostly a group of girls managed to get to the location and where mostly the android would be at. Mostly, luckily, the nerdy girl whose name Atami kind of did make a device to track the android. And this is where, well, when they get there, they see mostly someone who's right now in a kimono outfit, mostly like a warrior kimono outfit. Right now having, well, no sword on him, but this is where, well, that's just because the sword is kind of hidden between his coat, but not the point because he does have a coat. This is where, well, mostly fighting against, well, the android. This is where, well, mostly the Atamiya says, "Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad." It looks like the person is attacking a normal resident, a Japanese man who seems to be training. Oh god, this is bad, this is bad. This is where, well, what's it called? Musashi kind of says, "Well, that's interesting. I never seen someone actually kind of wear kimonos when they're in the middle of a battle or training." Yuzuraha, and he kind of says, well, that's cool. Still, should we stop this? This is where, well, Catherine and Mariama says, yeah, we should. But before they even get to stop this, a kind of like this weird creature appear right almost on top of mostly both, well, mostly the black hair person, well, mostly almost closely black hair, and of course the android. Both of them jumped away, but it was a creature. This creature looked like a giant octopus with mostly legs, like having 4 legs underneath, but octopus with multiple arms, and having the head of a disgusting, deformed-looking human head, kind of. This is where it had horns on top also. This is where, well, it was growling at both, well, the android and the human. He says, what the fuck is that? And actually, I know what the hell that is. This is where Issei, well, yes, this is another Issei, but this is where, well, mostly the other person says, are you a pervert? This is where, well, the android kind of asks the weird creature looking thing. The weird creature right now talks and says, weird. A human and whatever the hell you are. He points at the android. This is where, well, the android right now kind of looks at mostly the creature, while, well, the human literally is looking at this both and says, okay, this is the weirdest fucking fight I'm ever gonna have. Whatever. This is where, well, mostly the humans are guard, just in case they attack or any of that, until we go into some bushes, and this is where, well, mostly 2 people are breathing, and this is where, well, they say, damn it, the stray's over here. This is where, well, they notice there's mostly the captain of Kendo being Musashi, and this is where, well, and her kind of like 2 other, or mostly like 3 other friends. Her vice captain being Yuzaraha, but of course, this is where the other 3 are just basically not. Well, one of them isn't a part of. Well, they are a part of the Kendo class, but not the point. This is where all 3 of them being Catherine, Atanya, and even what's it called, Mariam. But yeah. This is where, well, the other 2 appear and saying, mostly, let me say that. This is where, well, mostly they say, Musashi-san, are you okay? This is where, well, mostly Musashi says, why is there a stray here? This is where she glares at the 2 people that appear. Mostly they seem to be also swordswomen, but mostly they're not a part of the Kendo class. But mostly, well, not swordswomen, mostly one of them isn't, but entirely. So, mostly one of them has longish white hair with kind of goldenish eyes that are almost slick a little bit, but not much. This is where, well, she kind of has this outfit that's pretty much like a armor kind of dark outfit, dark kind of armor outfit. She kind of has a nice figure with her, but this is where, well, her name is Gina Art, D-Arc, or something like that. And this is where, well, she has a sword in her, but of course it's right now sheathed. And the other girl is a girl with kind of mostly. So the other girl is basically a wolf who does have wolf ears and a wolf tail, but of course it's like darkish brown color, or it's not darkish brown, it's like just brown. And this is where, well, she does have a bra, but of course she's wearing like bandages to kind of cover up her chest. And of course she doesn't really have a shirt, so of course she does have a coat that's right now on top of her behind her. And this is where, well, she does have black pants. This is where, well, and kind of black boots, but not the point. This is where, well, they said that, yeah, sorry about the stray. We were supposed to catch and kill it, but it managed to get away from us. Now there's a normal human and also, well, an android. Wait, is that an android or human? This is where they says android. No wonder the energy signature is so weird. Also, the human energy signature is weird, but whatever. We need to stop the stray somehow. This is where Musashi sighs and says, yes, that is the case, but right now, let's just see what the human would do. This is where, well, mostly the human who's known as Issei Yami right now looks at both of them, and right now kind of just says, what to do. Maybe, yeah, this would probably be a better idea. Hey, you and you, ugly and whatever the hell you are. This is where, well, the android and the mostly stray looks at mostly the human. You guys are pathetic and weak. You can't hurt me. This is where, well, he's acting cocky for a second until mostly both of them launches an attack. Mostly this is where, well, the android right now makes a cannon appear in his hand while the stray launches a magic spell. Issei noticed this and realized that, well, one of them is actually definitely a robot, so being an android, probably created by the world government to hunt them down, but not the point. And, well, the other one is actually some weird looking creature, which they shoot 2 blasts and kill the kind of human, supposedly kill him. This is where, well, mostly the other girls wind their eyes and were confused. This is where, well, both the stray and android start fighting. This is where, well, the girl says, now we can go ahead. This is where, before they can even do anything, something appears. This is where, well, someone unsheathed their sword, and of course, I mean, they were already unsheathed, but this is where, well, he's right now taking like a very interesting stance, but this is where, well, he has a sword right now on top of his head, and this is where, well, a grimoire appears next to him, like a purplish, blackish grimoire that has a 4-leaf on it, but this is where, well, mostly someone says, you're going to kill both of them at once. They're basically right in front of me. I gotta do it anyway. This is where, well, mostly the person says, dark magic. Or not dark magic. Abyss magic. This is where, well, because this magic is a little bit different from just dark magic. But this is where, well, mostly a huge power of magic exploded from the spot where the human was at. This is where, well, confusing the girls right now in an instant because they were about to step out until mostly some devils actually fell out. Also, 2 devils appear, mostly that being Kiba and also, well, that being Sanji. But yeah, they felt it. And of course, the dust where mostly the human was at, mostly someone appears in a stance or in a crouched position, having a sword already and having a grimoire. This is where, well, he says, forbidden technique, abyss magic style, dark cloak. This is where, well, a dark cloak appears around him, and this is where, well, mostly kind of appearing around his like body until this is where, well, a huge like darkness energy appears on his sword, like this huge, like, just going up in the sky, and this is where, well, he right now adds something into his sword right now, putting his sword becoming black instead of just using just a abyss magic. But this is where, well, he added his sword to become a black blade in an instant, thanks to Armament Hawking and thanks to a training from a sensei, but not the point. This is where, well, he then says, Dimension slash equator. This is where, well, he swings the sword down. The Stray and even the, what's it called, Andro was cut into 2 in an instant. Stray right now just kind of disappears in an instant because it was literally cut down. This is where, well, he was just dead. While the Andro right now splits into 2 and falls down to the ground. This is where, well, the person walks up to, well, the 2 beings that he just killed in an instant and looks at them with such a pathetic, well, mostly not pathetic, mostly just looks with a very smirky look and says, pathetic. Great, can't believe you 2 died that easily. I was thinking that I needed to use a little bit more power. Then again, I did split the heavens again. Weird. Maybe I should have used something else. Maybe. Whatever. He looks down at the android and says, hey, I know you're still able to move, can't you? I know that the freaking androids that mostly the world government makes are quite sturdy as hell, so I know you can still talk. This is where the android itself literally can't talk. Or you're not made by the world government. That's just weird. What the hell are you made? Then why the hell did you attack me in the first place? If you're not made by the world government, then that means you're just made by someone else. Whoever they were pathetic as hell. They didn't even make you sturdy enough. If they wanted to make you sturdy, they should have used this type of metal and that type of metal. That's what the world government uses, but then again, the world government has mostly all the material of that. Whatever you are made from, this is where Momo see the boy whose name Issei right now crouches down, picks up a chip that mostly was a part of the android, and this is where the chip is pink. What the fuck? Pink chips? What? No, I know the world government uses like a blue one, but this is pink. This is odd and weird. No. Whoever did this was an idiot in using pink. Really pink. That's the ugliest fucking color I've ever seen. Whatever. This is where, well, he right now just throws it up in the air and catches it, throws it up in the air and catches it. This is where, well, he then says, weird pink ship. Maybe I should throw it into the ocean. Yeah, whoever it was can go fucking swim for it. This is where, well, mostly he keeps throwing it up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, until this is where he then closes his eyes and right now breathes in and out. This is where, well, he throws the chip up. This is where he pulls out his sword, and this is where he just swings once and says, one sword cell, slash. This is where, well, the slash right now cuts the 2, well, mostly the chips into literally 2 pieces, falling down to the ground. He just says, pathetic and annoying, but whatever. Whoever it was, fuck off. This is where, well, mostly Issei starts walking away. Of course, this is where he gets a straw hat that was black, puts it on top of his head, and disappears in an instant, literally into the darkness. This is where, well, everyone widened their eyes, just seeing the power of this powerful samurai. And of course, mostly the 2 devils wanted to actually get him, or mostly ask him to be in their devil barrage, because, well, one of them needs to get it out of a marriage contract, while the other one just needs some powerful members. But of course, they could not sense where the hell he went anyway. He was gone. But he looked completely familiar for some reason. Even the girls were just looking at him with godsmack looks. Mostly the, like, was it called the leader of the club, mostly the leader, and also the vice captain were kind of blushing. This is where, well, mostly Gina D'Arc was actually blushing just because how good looking he was. He might not, he might have looked pretty bad in dark lighting, but he was actually strong, powerful, and he was a samurai. This is where, well, he was also good looking as hell when they managed to see him to the light. But the light was looked like it was being absorbed by just darkness around him. This is where, well, we go into a time skip later on. But yeah, later into like mostly 2 weeks somewhat. And this is where, well, mostly the Candle class leader actually went to visit an old man that she remembers kind of visiting when she was younger, just to see if he's still in business to kind of train her club in like the ways of kind of a samurai. But yeah, this is where, well, she managed to visit the old man. The old man says, huh? Oh, mostly he says, this is where, well, mostly the older looking man, he does still have a little bit of black hair and of course like onyx eyes. This is where, well, he says, Masashi-chan, do you need something? This is where Masashi-chan is not alone. Mostly she's with other people. And this is where, well, mostly Masashi says, yeah, I'm just here to ask if you can train my mostly club about the samurai ways. This is where the old man says, yeah, I can. This is where, well, mostly Masashi says, thank you again, Mr. Yami-san. Oh, don't call me Mr. Yami. The name is mostly. This is where, well, mostly the old man says, the name's Tsukihiro Yami. You can just call me Tsukihiro-san. This is where, well, mostly Masashi kind of says, thank you again, though. This is where, well, mostly she does kind of like tell them, mostly the other club girls to kind of come in. This is where, well, they nodded, of course. This is where, well, mostly they were kind of okay with their leader kind of bringing them here. This is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Sakura-san says, other than that, there is another person here at my dojo, mostly my dojo house, but he's right now just kind of training somewhere else. Just don't bother him. This is where, well, mostly, Mashana says, wait, another person? A guy? Yes, he's my grandson. Just don't bother him. Just don't bother him and he won't bother you guys. Okay, this is where, well, mostly they nodded, and of course, where, well, time skip later, they were just training. One girl needed to use the bathroom. It was basically, well, mostly the nerdy girl being Tanya, saying, can I use the bathroom? Yes, it's kind of down the hallways and other things. Just past, mostly, there's an opening space that's right now kind of bamboos. Just past the bamboo kind of open space, and keep going, and there's like the bathroom over there. This is where, well, mostly, Tanya says, thank you. This is where she went to walk around until she noticed, well, the bamboo place. It was kind of relaxing to see the bamboo, water, and other things because it was raining at this day. Until she noticed something. On top of a stone, like a giant stone rock, there was right now, like, bamboo shooting at, well, someone. Like, some bamboo kind of machines that, like, shoot out bamboo. It was like, mostly those machines that, like pitches the ball straight for you, and you can cut it, or mostly not cut it, like hit it with the tennis racket or something like that, or similar to that. But instead of shoots bamboo, and the person right now in the middle was right now using two blades and cutting down that bamboo in an instant. It was the same dark haired boy that basically had, well, mostly appeared cutting down the Andrew like 2 weeks ago. He keeps cutting down all the bamboo swings, mostly bamboo kind of attacks, and just cutting them down through the middle pretty easily. This is where, well, he was also hearing music. The song he was hearing right now that was playing really loud, that you can actually hear somewhere from from where Tanya was actually standing, was basically the song called. So the song was called Fight Fire with Gasoline, and of course it says, with all of my negativity, whatever, burn them all before I'm gone. Who said you can't fight fire with gasoline? I don't care much anymore. So fuck easily the easily offended. Burn them down all before I'm gone. But you get the point. This is where, well, he's right now kind of hearing that song, and of course there's other songs playing, but not the point. He's cutting down all the kind of bamboos pretty easily, and of course the bamboo kind of like machine started kind of speeding up to light speed. Of course, this is where, well, the person is easily cutting them all down. Right now, kind of easily cutting them all down. This is where Tanya was actually still standing there and watching. She completely forgot she needed to use the bathroom. But this is where other people kind of went to go look for her. But of course, decided to stand next to her. This is where, well, mostly Yami-san, who's actually the grandfather Issei, but not the point. He decided to say, where's your entire group? This is where, well, he asked Masashi-chan. This is where, well, Masashi-chan says, huh? I don't know. Did they went all to the bathroom? The bathroom is quite small. I wouldn't say We should go probably check on them. This is where, well, mostly Yami went with Masashi to kind of go check on them. Until this is where, well, mostly Yami kind of is the tallest one out of all of them. He's being like 6'1" entirely. And this is where he noticed what they were all looking at. And this is where, well, he noticed that a bunch of bamboo was actually on the ground, all cut into different pieces. And right now, someone in the middle right now hearing loud ass music. And of course, it was getting played the fuck up much louder. This is where, well, there was a speaker, and this is where, well, the person like earbud was kind of saying, "I'm playing the song. What song do you want me to play?" There. This is where, well, mostly the person says, "I need you to play well." He keeps cutting or even dodging the attacks pretty easily, by either using mostly opposition hawking. He does have his eyes closed, and he is cutting though. He's using opposition hawking to cut. Well, mostly not opposition to cut, to mostly just see where the attacks will be coming, and he just keeps cutting them down. But yeah. Oh, wait. This is where, well, multiple bamboos were shot left over, and this is where, well, multiple attacks were actually coming around mostly the brown haired boy. This is where, well, mostly the brown or dark haired brown boy color. This is where, well, he started singing the song that was actually playing because it was called The Sound of the Madness, and it was the last lyrics. And this is where, well, he was actually right now concentrating so much. This is where, well, he puts the sword next to him, like right next to him at his left side, and this is where he says, "Abyss style." This is where, well, he says, "Abyss style. Slash of the night sky." This is where, well, we'll see. All the bamboo attacks were about to hit him, and of course he was singing at the same time after saying the attack name. But of course, the song that he was saying before all the attacks were hitting him. This is where, well, it says, "When you're gonna wake up and fight for yourself. When you're gonna wake up and fight for yourself. When you're going to wake up and fight for," this is where, well, the song plays, and this is where, well, yourself. This is where, well, he swings his swords together, and this is where, well, or, well, it was not just dark, it was not just called Night Sky, it was called Night Sky Storm. This is where, well, he spins around so fast, making a whirl kind of like tornado spin around him, and that was made out of like a dark kind of material, and he cuts all the bamboo down in an instant. This is where, well, he's right now breathing out hard, and this is where, well, he right now sits down at dawn. The rain is falling upon him, and this is where, well, he's like, "Damn, that was tough as hell." This is where, well, the person inside his earbud says, "Yeah, that was. At least, well, there's no more bamboo. You either gotta cut down more, or we use those pieces as like the target practice." "Yeah, before I do that, I need to go use the bathroom and go get a drink of water." Yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei right now turns off the speaker. Right now gets his earbud, gets out his phone and start hearing music. This is where, well, Issei gets out, well, mostly off the stone and start walking towards the opening. He noticed a bunch of like girls, even his like grandfather, and this is where the boy says, "Grandpa, what the hell are you doing with a bunch of fucking girls? Isn't that shit illegal or something?" This is where his grandfather goes with a tick mark and say, "Don't you think something perverted, you little brat?" "I'm not perverted. I'm just saying, this is a little bit iffy, don't you think, Grandpa?" This is where, well, mostly his grandfather growls at Issei, and this is where, well, mostly Yami says, "Look here, Issei, don't be a little shit half the time." "Huh? How the fuck am I a little shit when there's a bunch of girls here and you're here alone? Doesn't that look that iffy as hell? If Grandma would have saw this, wouldn't Grandma would beat the shit out of you for the fact that you're trying to cheat on her?" This is where, well, his grandfather growls at mostly Issei, and Issei just looks at him with an uncaring smirk or whatever. Whatever, I'm going to the bathroom." Issei walks to the bathroom and literally uses it, comes back outside, goes to his room and says, "Other than that, I might be going to my room. So stop looking at me, weirdo, because I don't swing that way. Also, you should probably get like someone who at least is mature enough with a bunch of girls so they wouldn't be like stalking someone. Other than that, I gotta be going." This is where Issei walks to his room without a care in the world. And this is where, well, mostly all the girls are dumbfounded after hearing mostly the person's name. This is where, well, Masashi kind of says, "Yami-san." "Yes." Stop calling me Yami-san most of the time because that makes me sound old, but even though I am old. This is where, well, mostly Issei pops out the corner saying, "You are old as shit. You are like a fossil. Listen here, you little shit. I'm gonna kill you if you keep calling me old." "But you are. How is that wrong of me to say?" This is where Yami growls at mostly Issei, which Issei just had a smirk and walked away and just kind of laughed without a care in the world. This is where, oh, Masashi say, "Yami." "Yes, what do you want?" "What is his name, fully?" "Oh, that's Issei Yami. He's my grandson. He's been here for only 1 month, and yet I have actually kind of regretted to ever kind of adopt him or help him out. Well, you should have just left me be in the streets because I would not care too much." Actually, also, some of my friends are actually gonna come along to the what to call dojo. We're not gonna mess around. We're just gonna go fuck around. They're mostly in the streets. Other than that, I'm gonna go to my room and fall asleep. Don't piss me off. Bye bye, grandfather. I love you too. Even if you're weird as shit. This is where Yummy Cross and says, I fucking hate you too, brat. This is where we'll see. Everyone starts hopping and seeing this. This is where Moriyama and Catherine never expected the person to kill their android was none other than Issei Yami, the same boy that got suspended like mostly a couple of days ago or mostly a week ago. Or 2 weeks. But yeah, this is where Masashi says, how strong is he in mostly the techniques of your teacher? He is pretty strong. He's strong in the samurai techniques. But he's also pretty good in using any other type of sword. That's just because he was trained by an old man named Rayleigh, if I can remember his name right. He was trained in arts of something else called hawking. I don't understand what hawking is, but yeah, that's something. Also, if you want to go ask him out, he will probably reject you because he just doesn't like people too much. This is where Masashi says, no, I'm not going to ask him out. Yeah, better not to, because he's just annoying half the time. This is where, Issei walks out saying, I gotta get to the kitchen, get water. I forgot to get water. Yeah, little brat. When are you ever going to start respecting me? When you're going to respect me first. This is where, Yami scoffs and says, yeah, that's not going to happen. You're supposed to respect your elders. So you admit you're an old piece of shit. This is where, he almost gets hit again. And this is where Issei manages dodges an observation hawk and say, ha, you miss. This is where Issei started running. The old man named Yami said, get over here, you little brat. This is where, Issei said, no. Issei dodges an attack from the sword. And this is where Issei says, no. Yami says, get over here. And Issei says, not again. Issei jumps up and dodges. And this is where he's right now on top of the sword right now sitting and saying, huh, where are we looking for, grandfather? Where the hell did you go, little... Shit. This is where he noticed his sword was kind of a little bit heavier. And seeing Issei just standing there right at the world. This is where most of Issei stick out his tongue and literally just gave a salute. And this is where he jumps off. And this is where he just went to the kitchen. Grab a glass of water and starts running back. This is where he dodges his grandfather by sliding mostly underneath his legs and just fucking went, wee! Thanks. This is where, Issei starts running. Run. Hey, fucking move. The girls were kind of startled, and of course they move out of the way. Issei kind of run towards the corner of the dojo, kind of slides and kind of started running into his room. He locked his door in an instant and didn't care. He knows it's made out of plastic, but he probably knows his grandfather won't destroy the damn thing. This is where Yami says, where the hell did he go? To his room? Why the hell did you let him go to his room? God damn it. Whatever. I'm sorry for intervening about the whole mostly practice. I might have to close it up for today early because mostly Issei's friends are gonna come over here. This is where, both Moriyama and Catherine says, but we already have dealt with his friends. Besides, if they try to peep on us, we're gonna kill them. This is where, we'll see. Peep? Right now, Yami says, peep on you girls? I don't think that's the case. This is where Moriyama and Catherine says, what do you mean? Wait, you said 2. There's actually a total of 5 of them. This is where, we'll see both Moriyama and Catherine confused until someone appears right now, a dude with kind of blackish, longish hair, spiky hair, someone having kind of a tannish, palish skin. This is where, he has blackish, mostly not blackish eyes, brownish eyes. And this is where he says, yo, hey, Yami. This is where, old man Yami, what's good? The person's eyes are already kind of red, like he already smoked some weed and kind of got here. This is where, Yami says, oh, for fuck's sakes, Angel, what the hell are you doing here? I'm here early. I only wanted to smoke some goddamn pot with my friend out here. So where's Issei at? This is where, Yami says, not here. Hopefully. Probably. This is where, mostly Angel says, oh, I got it. He's in his room then. This is where he walks out and says, yeah. This is where, mostly Yami says, you better smoke that shit outside. Far away from this place. This is where, mostly Angel says, yeah, I understand. This is where, mostly there's Angel. That's one of them. I wonder where the other people are gonna come. I think there will be later. This is where someone else that pops mostly appear. Right now, a guy who kind of has blackish and yellowish hair. Right now, his blackish and yellowish hair is blocking out one eye and showing off one of his yellowish eyes. Having, mostly an earring on his ear. And this is where, he has mostly this outfit. Like a blackish outfit. Mostly it's like a dark green jacket, not the point. Mostly a black shirt. And what's it called? Khaki-ish pants. Or not khaki-ish pants. Mostly black pants. With black shoes. This is where the person says, where the hell did Angel go? This is where Momosi Yami says, and there's Kazutora. There's one of them. Kazutora says, hey, Yami, old man Yami. Where the hell did, what's it called? Where's Issei and Angel at? I saw Angel here with a fucking pack of weed. And half of that fucking weed was mine. This is where, we'll see, over there at Issei's room. Do not smoke this shit in my house. I will kill both of you. All three of you at once. This is where Kazutora says, yeah. There's Kazutora. Don't know where the other two are at, but hopefully they're not here. Someone appears out of the shadows and says, so where, sup? This is where, well, we'll see. Yami says, there's Nux. Nux is a person who can use shadow magic and can just appear out of anywhere. But yeah. This is where, well, right now Nux says, I'm gonna go over there with him. This is where he disappears in the shadows. There he goes again. Don't know why he appeared and just said hello, and that's all. He's a quiet kid. This is where, well, the last person, where the hell is he? Or the last two people, I think one of them is still just going to be online and doesn't care too much. And the last one is, mostly someone appears from most of the sky and says, sup! He lands right in front of, what's it called, mostly the entrance. And this is where it's a person with blondish hair. He does have, what's it called, he does have blackish eyes, a scar on his face, and this is where, well, he does have a metal pipe behind him, a black hat that has goggles on it, and mostly like these, mostly fancy ass suit, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly Yami says, and they're in their Sabo. So I do know they're over there already, so I'm gonna be going, okay? This is where, well, mostly Yami says, yeah. There's all four of mostly Issei's idiotic friends. If there was more, then it would be a pain in the ass to deal with. But yeah. That's where they all switch up and say, what about Matsuda, even what's it called, Murahama? Huh? Who are they? More of Issei's friends? Delinquent friends? If they were met in the streets, then me probably would have met them also. But they haven't shown up here if that's what you're looking for. So, are you saying that Issei has new friends replacing both Murahama and Matsuda? This is where both Mariyama and Catherine ask. This is where, well, maybe. Where were they from? When did they meet or whatever? They met since middle school and also in high school. Issei has been gone from high school for 4 months. The only reason I only met him was 3 months ago. Was actually, or not 3 months ago, mostly 1 month ago. To find out that my what's it called, son-in-law and also my daughter wasn't taking care of Issei and were mostly neglecting him and going on vacation most of the time. So, of course, I managed to find Issei run away, and of course, Issei was basically living the life of a delinquent. This is where, well, mostly they were all shocked to hear that. So, does that mean, does he know how to use guns? Guns? Yes, he knows how to use guns. I think in those 3 months before me meeting him, he met someone named Silver D. Rayleigh, or not Silver D. Rayleigh, just Silver Rayleigh, also known as the Dark King, and someone very troublesome for the world government. Whatever with that bullcrap, I don't care too much. But, of course, that person trained Issei to learn how to use different swords and guns at once. But, yeah. I see. So, can we talk to him? Go ahead. I don't know how that brat's going to react with girls kind of going to his room. But whatever. This is where, well, he throws a key and says, I'm going to be going to the store right now. I do not want to smell the fucking smell of weed in my house. This is where, well, mostly the girls nodded and just decide to, well, think about a plan to actually probably talk to Issei later. So, of course, mostly Mashana kind of did take the keys from mostly Catherine and Mariyama and says, I will be talking to him first. You girls will try to attack me in an instant, so of course I'm not going to trust you two. This is where Mariyama and Catherine sighs and say, fine. This is where, well, they have to listen to their leader, their kind of leader, but yeah. Other than that, we go into mostly Issei and the others kind of fucking around, but yeah, either smoking weed, but not the point. This is probably where I'm going to end it off for part 1 of this what if. Other than that, bye, see you, and yep, bye. Now, I know you people are kind of waiting for, what's it called, the Suguru one. I'll do that later. But now, for right now, bye and see you. I'm right now reading the manga of Jujutsu Kaisen, so yeah, bye.